Texas elections are underway. This is part 2 of my quickest rundown of the propositions. These are going to be Props 6 through 11. Let's go. Prop 6, securities tax ban. What does this mean? Essentially, if you buy stocks, bonds, or crypto, Texas will ban taxes on these trades. The pros: encourages economic growth and will make Texas more attractive to traders and financial firms. Cons: it'll primarily benefit those that already have more, the wealthy, and gives them a break from having to pay their fair share in taxes. It could also be seen as unnecessary, as this is already in place. So, vote yes if you like that this is going to attract firms and outside traders into Texas, as well as solidifying this law in the future. Vote no if you don't like that it benefits those that already have more, and that this is a bit unnecessary, limits flexibility in the future, complicates tax reform. Prop 7, tax exemption for veteran spouses. What does this mean? So this is going to give tax breaks to surviving spouses of deceased veterans due to service-related issues. Pros: it supports military families with service-related deaths. Cons: we've seen this before. It applies to a very narrow group. It doesn't apply to other struggling families or widows of service members with deaths due to other situations. And this might not apply to that many people. What counts as a service-related death? Additionally, this is going to take money away from local services like education, infrastructure, healthcare, as well as complicating tax reform even further. So vote yes if you like the idea of supporting families of military soldiers due to service-related deaths. Vote no if you don't like that it applies to a narrow group in a very specific situation that will have to fit the definition of service-related, so there's a potential for it to be inconsistently applied. And if you don't like that it means less money for other local services. Prop 8, inheritance tax ban. Where are we? So this is going to ban creating taxes around inheritance. Some pros: this might create some protections for small businesses and family farms. This could be seen as attractive for wealthy retirees and investors. Some cons: again, this primarily benefits the wealthy. Those that already have more than and enough to have an inheritance, well, it just means that they won't have to pay more taxes. Plus, this is a bit unnecessary as this is already the law. Again, it only makes it harder for it to be revised in the future. And as far as tax reform, it makes it even harder. So vote yes if you like the protections it gives for small businesses and farms. If you like who it's going to be attracting. Vote no if you don't like that it's going to benefit the wealthy even more. It's non-necessity, and again, what it means for taxes. Prop 9, inventory and equipment tax exemption. So damn, this is going to create more tax breaks on tangible personal property. Quick examples are equipment, tools, machinery, etc. Pros: it can provide help for small businesses and local investments. Some cons: particularly, it prioritizes businesses over residents. The language doesn't specify how much or who would qualify. Again, those that already have more, the wealthy and big businesses, will benefit the most. And don't get me started on that tax reform. So vote yes if you like that it means more tax breaks for businesses. Vote no if you don't like that business is the priority in this. If you don't love the vague language about qualifiers, and that you're not a big fan around big business and its impact on tax reform. Prop 10, tax exemption for homes destroyed by fires. So yeah, if your house burns down, you won't have to continue paying property taxes while you rebuild or until the exemption period ends. Some pros: it helps homeowners recover, supports wildlife victims, and it provides short-term exemption for total loss. Cons: so yes, total loss. It only covers total destruction and declared disaster areas. We're not talking about partial damages. This could just create more red tape for being able to deny insurance claims. And it's only really identifying one particular area. It's narrow again, as in it doesn't apply to other big disasters that Texas deals with, like hurricanes, floods, tornadoes. Not in there. And again, it's just going to make tax reform harder. So vote yes if you like that it provides homeowners some disaster relief. Vote no if you don't like how narrow it is framed. Only fires, only total loss, only disaster areas. And again with the tax reform. Okay, let's throw one last one in there. Prop 11, school tax exemption for the elderly or disabled homeowners. So what the fudge does this mean? This is going to give seniors and disabled homeowners a bigger tax break for school district taxes, which is the largest percent of your tax bill. Pros: it helps with rising property values and supports these vulnerable groups. Some cons: yes, they're vulnerable groups, but it's also a very narrow group. Tax breaks for homeowners? Yes. Elderly and disabled people? Yes. New owners? No. Families? No. Young owners? No. Renters? No, it's a temporary fix that doesn't address the root of high property taxes. Again, it's going to add more exemptions, creating more confusions around the tax code instead of addressing the tax system. So vote yes if you like the tax breaks for seniors and disabled homeowners. Vote no because it's a narrow group, because it's a temporary fix. It doesn't address the root problem, and I'm a broken record, but tax reform. Okay, now you know a little bit more. Again, please make a plan to go out and vote. Pick a day, place, time. And if you'd like, jump into the comments there. Let people know if you already voted, are going to be voting early, or if you plan to vote on voting day. We're still not done. I still need props 12 through 17. And guys, I'm not the most civically engaged person, but if this helps anyone, I'm glad I could be of some help. One more video. See you next time.